deafening roar splits the MCG to start the season 1993. Scott Wine, the Brownlow medalist, wins, but it's belted back for Collingwood. The Pies going right to left in the first quarter. Francis up towards full forward. Collingwood in front. Should have been a mark to Rocker. He should have been having a shot for goal by now, but it's across the ground by Mansfield and out of bounds.
I suppose you could excuse that, but he should have really swallowed that, as Drew said. Silvio Rocker.
Monkhorst and Wine. Wine gets his second tap. He effectively got the ball clear of the centre. Here's McGuan, one of Collingwood's really good players from last year. Excellent mark taken by Foster on the full-back line for Footscray.
Let's hope that gives him a bit of confidence. He hasn't been playing well, Peter Foster.
Foster goes to the far side of the ground. Good kick too, well outside 50. Punch forward by Collingwood. Kick clear by Russell. Mark taken by McPherson.
Footscray played 11 practice games on the way to this first premiership game for the season. Kick astray. Tony Shaw, the skipper, takes the mark on centre wing. Finds Christian in support. His left footer up towards centre half forward. Foster tries to punch from behind. Gets it to ground level. Liberatore. No whistle on the play. It's cleared by Mansfield again up towards half forward. Delray underneath the ball. Gavin Brown gets back there for Collingwood. Gets the handle on the ball and goes back with his hand pass to Gary Pert. Runner-up in the best and fairest last year in his first year in the black and white colours. Kicked by Pert to centre wing. Starcevic spoiled from behind. Free kick against Foster.
Nothing much in that, Don, was there?
No, there really wasn't, Ian, but interesting. Gavin Brown up the ground. He was named on the forward line, but has been playing in the practice games on the wing.
Francis accepts the pass. Collingwood really not all that much closer to goal. Starcevic, the kicker. Francis runs close to the man on the mark, who was Liberatore. A high kick to centre half forward. No mark taken by Rocker. Oh, Williams must receive a free kick. And the crowd love it. The big crowd here, I'm sure, would be dominated by Collingwood fans, although Footscray, over the last 2 years... 50-metre penalty, is there? Yes. Tony Shaw, pretty happy with what's going on. Foster in the middle of the action. Don, did you see what happened there?
No, I didn't, Ian, but there's Tony Shaw mouthing off.
Well, it was one of the classics of the season last year when Atkins and Shaw had a verbal prior to the bounce in this game. I'm sure he'll be talking all night.
Well, it's going to give Collingwood certainly the first score and the first goal. Williams makes no mistake from the goal square as Stanfield and Rocker are spoken to by the emergency umpire.
And the first score of the season, and there's the man in screen who kicked it. Paul Williams. Quite a bit of tension in this game, as could be expected. Tony Francis and Mark Hunter. Francis and Hunter in the forward pocket at it.
Atkins gets the kick out of the centre circle. Doesn't clear the square. Punch away by Christian. Socket across the ground. Kafer in the back. Nobody on the mark. And the crowd told him to go on with it. Gafer's kick about 40 metres. Starcevic. Off hands it comes. Barry Mitchell first touch for Collingwood in the fair income stuff. Away to Starcevic. His kick. Inside centre half forward. Wine gets back. McGuan's there. Just knocked out of his hands. 45 metres out. Gavin Brown. Hooked it back too far. 1-1 Collingwood. Footscray yet to score.
Well, good to see Mitchell get into the action. I'm sure he's going to be extremely nervous, Barry Mitchell. And already he's picked up a possession. Mansfield kicks into the near side. Good mark taken by Stanfield.
Also good work by Wallace, shepherding Brown out.
Stanfield, young man from Fish Creek down in South Gippsland. Excellent mark taken by Monkhorst, who was under a little bit of a cloud. Handball away for Watson. Watson gets onto the favoured side, the right foot. Nice kick too to full forward. Ball down. Chance for Mitchell. High kick by that player into the goal square. Right, can't mark. Ball bounces to the square.
Oh,
Stanfield
really,
takes it over. There's a free kick to Collingwood.
Oh, that's a little bit tiggy touch with the umpire signifying that Williams there on screen was held by Reynolds.
Both of these umpires officiated in the grand final of the Foster's Cup last Saturday night.
And there he is holding. You see the arms around Mitchell's waist, or is it Williams' waist?
Williams a chance to get his second goal. He's only 15 metres from goal. Oh, poor Williams. Well, is that the nerves maybe, Don, showing out?
Might be justice to him. Rather technical, but it was there. Soft free kick, really. He should have drilled it, really, Williams.
Reynolds kicks in. Foster's there. Brown conceding ground to Monkhorst. On the turn, all Footscray here. And on knees is McPherson to take the mark. Mansfield been prominent early. Centre half back is Wind. Mansfield going past for another possession. He's left-footed to centre half forward. Del Rey might have taken the mark once he got there. Atkins fires out a good hand pass. Here's Leon Cameron out of the centre square. Chance for Del Rey. Good kick.
Well, how often does that happen? I just looked at the scoreboard, the time clock, and Collingwood have had it possession of the ball, or has been up in their part of the ground for most of this early part of the quarter. And then as soon as Footscray get a run, here it is here. First time they've gone in the forward line, and what do? Kick a goal. It happens so often.
Very, very efficient passage of play by the Bulldogs to get their first goal. Wine gets the tap out. McGuan dispossessed by Liberatore. Look at that little man work hard at ground level. Croft for Atkins. Atkins to full forward. Oh, there's a chance again for Footscray. Hawkins, Del Rey. Shot by Danny Del Rey is just off to the left-hand side. And through for one behind. So the Footscray score has been kicked by number 26, Danny Del Rey, and they trail by just 1 point. Gary Pert to kick in, goes to the far side of the ground. A good 50-metre plus kick. Taken away by Kellett. Can't quite control it, and you can't afford to fumble. Wright takes it away for Russell. Russell's kick. Foster, brilliant. Absolutely perfect by Peter Foster. Eyes only for the footy.
And he needed to take that. It was open slather for Collingwood if he'd let that slip. Great mark by Foster. His kick over centre wing. Coleman didn't try the mark. Punches away from Christian. Monkhorst prominent early. Watson, little kick round the corner. Gains good meterage. Ball out of play. Scott Russell here a bit longer this year.
Also filled out a little bit too, Drew. He's been pushing the weights. Scott West there on screen.
Through went McPherson. The tap back for Collingwood. Hunter. And once again we'll have a throw in. Centre wing out of side. Crowd building up all the time, but nowhere near the 80,000 that was talked about.
It's
Mark Richardson
and
Darren Lehman.
Darren Lehman. Is it on the interchange bench for Collingwood? I was just going to say, it looks like Hunter may have the job tagging Scott Russell. Tony Shaw bundled out of the way. Atkins, very quick to get the ball to his feet. Christian running with the flight of the ball. Coleman off the ground, close to the boundary line, bounces just inside. So we'll have the throw in the left forward pocket for Footscray. And they've settled down a little bit now, the Bulldogs. Collingwood got away to a pretty good start, kicking 1 goal too before Footscray had scored. Now it is just 1 point the difference. Coleman doing the ruck work, holding on to Christian. Pert tries to tap it away. Del Rey caught. Chance for Liberatore is penalised. Danny Del Rey. And I think that that rule needs a little bit of defining. I believe that if a player is falling as he's about to gather the ball and he drags it back in underneath him, he can be penalised for what they defined there as not disposing of the football quick enough.
Caught in the vice-like grip of Mick Gafer. Punched forward by Wine. It goes to Watson. Got a new haircut as well. Wright's hand pass is intercepted. Chance here for Kellett. Oh, he's caught in a good tackle. Ballantyne over his shoulder. All Collingwood back there in defence. And terrific stuff by Richardson. Gee, it looked like Collingwood were whipping it out of defence. An interception. It looked like a Footscray goal. Now Collingwood have it again. McQuan interfered with against Atkins.
It's about all Atkins could do. Give away the free kick.
An outstanding year last year. Went into Brownlow night, just about the favourite. Gayfer to right. Great tackle. Dispossesses him. Atkins signals Hawkins to go on with it. He centres for Delray. Oh, it's chopped out brilliantly and finishes up being a behind.
Should have gone for it, Drew. He should have gone for it. He had plenty of time, and yet tried to give it on a plate to the forwards down the ground.
Well, there was no way known it was going to be an easy chess mark. There were two Collingwood blokes went for that pretty fiercely. Gary Pert to kick it back into play for the Magpies, and another excellent kick by the fullback out towards the wing area, and a good mark taken by Christian. Michael Christian, great to see him back in the Collingwood side. He had 12 months or 18 months in limbo. Top effort by Mansfield on Francis. Sees the ball over the boundary line. Well, the footy's not all that easy to get in the clear. Clinch is pretty tight at the moment. And two big men fighting for it. Scott Wine carrying on his good work. Chance for Keller. Can't quite control the footy. Oh, strong stuff by Watson. In trouble there was Croft. Fraser, Francis, now Tony Shaw. Handball too high for Russell. Hunter a little bit late. Wallace off the left side. Stephen Wallace, the kick ill-directed. Taken by Christian. Away for Pert. Pert's lovely hand pass. Brilliant for Francis. Francis trying to get round onto that right foot. Shepherd was all right. Francis's kick in short. Pushed off the ball. Stanfield. Mitchell. Left foot shot for goal by Barry Mitchell. Will bounce through for a behind.
Well, there's a lot of pressure out there, and that is the reason this ball is turning over as often as what it is. Compliment to both sides. They're really harassing one another.
Kick in by Reynolds. Stanfield, a good mark at halfback. Footscray running it well. Steve Wallace, a centering kick. And well done. Mark taken by Rowan Smith in a new number. Up to full forward. Ballantyne at full stretch, couldn't take it. Richardson. Intercept by Coleman. What pace by Big Glenn Coleman. It swings back and is still in play, and Pert marks as though he kicked it into the crowd. Kick by Gary Pert. Monkhorst is there, works in front of Wallace. The hand pass for Brown is good. His backwards is not so good. Gets it again. Now Shaw. A lot of pressure. They've had only one goal each so far. Atkins is there. Sees the ball out on the members' wing.
Well, all options covered in. Tony Shaw looking for something down the ground. But again, as I complimented the teams before on the pressure, they're also manning up, showing a lot of concentration. It's a man-on-man situation.
Top effort by Leon Cameron, and he gathers the footy. Great handball for Hunter. Hunter's kick in towards full forward. Taken away by Pert. Still Gary Pert. Bumped off the football though. Footscray through Smith. Liberatore. Smith takes it again. Smith's kick into the front of the goals. No mark taken. No free kick. Play on. Christian, you're going to get caught. Just gets his foot to the ball and fortuitously finishes with Wright. Wright goes straight towards goal, and an excellent diving mark taken by Rocker. Oh, that could have been a bad move. Starcevic in trouble now. Forced to kick with the left foot. Just maybe Rocker should have gone back and had a shot. Footscray will get out of trouble. Reynolds gathers, kicks it back. There's a free kick. It's going to Footscray.
Down the other end of the ground, Ian. Delray was in front of Gayfer. The umpire was right there, yet did not penalise Gayfer for holding.
Didn't quite see what that was all about, but Reynolds...
I reckon it had to be a
was
throw.
Was it the flick back? Yep.
Sure. Comes to Mitchell. His hand pass is not good for Francis. Atkins is there. On the run, McPherson. Terrific stuff in the opening round. Kick to centre half forward, overrun by Hawkins. Back there is Watson. Shane Watson. Christian's had a top start to this game. Centre half back to centre half forward. Punched on by Mitchell. Good tackle laid. Hunter just flicks the ball up to McPherson. The umpire's seen a free kick to Collingwood. Holding when not in possession. Barry Mitchell with the free kick just outside the 50. Distance will worry him. Still no advantage. Collingwood wanted him to be a goal-kicking little man. Now, will 55 metres be too much? He goes in short. Rocker, good mark!
Tell you what, he's fixed up a Footscray player in the process.
Actually, I was looking around for Scott Wine. He was down behind.
Leave that young fellow
That's
alone.
Mansfield, I think.
I think it might be Liberatore.
I think it might be Liverpool.
And he looks very limp.
Yes, it is Liberatore too.
He's in a bit of trouble, Tony.
And players shouldn't go in there and be hauling his arms
Well, that's
around.
exactly right, Drew. Look, the poor little bloke there, he's absolutely stunned. And that man, oh, please.
Well, watch this on replay. Rocker coming through. Takes a lot of courage to do what Liberatore did. You can see him back.
Oh, dear me.
Let's hope he's all right.
Finished up being no contest. Rocker only had to outmark Liberatore, but geez, 3 times his size.
His body is so limp, this is what concerns me. As soon as one of his teammates tried to get him up, it was just like jelly.
And you would think that players in professional sport would be told, leave him alone, wait till some expert help.
It's a waste of time, really, because they can take him off the ground on the stretcher. They can give him a little bit of time if
I don't
it's a
think he wants
nerve
to go on
reaction.
the stretcher, actually, Ian. Just looking at him there.
Well, Don, the best thing for him, surely, is to come off the ground.
Yes, but you've been everybody's been in that situation. You don't like being taken off the stretcher if you can get off. Now, Tony Liberatore, we know he's got a lot of courage, and I believe he didn't want to get on that stretcher. He wanted to walk off.
Gee, that was like being hit by a runaway train, wasn't it?
And when he fell with no resistance, no arms protecting him. He just went crashing to the ground. How unusual. A. Shaw having a word or 3 on the football ground.
The kid Leon Cameron is his opponent tonight, and Leon's been Footscray's best player in the practice games. This boy might blossom this year.
Well, he's got a big task, Drew, because they cleared Baxter to Footscray, hoping that Cameron would come on. Cameron made his name as a wingman a couple of years ago. Didn't see much of him last year, but he was an outstanding wingman in his first year.
So Liberatore is off in the first quarter. Severio Rocker to kick for goal. He was their second leading goal scorer last year with 29, and that's their problem. Dacos was their leading goal scorer with 52. He should kick this from about 30 metres. The crowd tells the story.
Well, actually, there was good play off the screen by Monkhurst. Now, Monkhurst drifted down to the side of play, which caused Wine to go with him, because Wine should have been in the position where Liberatore was to cut that mark off. But because Monkhurst was going down, providing another option, Wine had to go across and do it. So compliments to Monkhurst for getting down.
2-3 to 1-2. Collingwood lead by 7 points. Goals coming from Williams and Rocker, and for Footscray, Del Rey. Wine having the better of the ruck contests around the centre of the ground. Monkhurst, Atkins. Kick goes about 15 or 20 metres towards the Footscray goal. Taken by Kellett. Short kick into the path of Croft. Oh, well met by Richardson. Terrific footy by Alan Richardson. And look at Tony Francis give him a pat on the back. That was great stuff. Bernie Quinlan, how's Tony Liberatore?
Well, the medicos came off the ground, Robbo, and he is at least concussed. They've taken him into the rooms to check if there's any further damage, but I'll get an update at quarter time.
Simon Atkins, 7 possessions. He goes back to Hunter.
Kulinook on too, Drew. He's taken Liberatore's place.
Free kick here to McGuan. Helgren not in possession. Fraser, centre wing. Starcevic, rather. Spoiled by Foster. Ball out of play. Spirited opening for the season. Atkins seeing plenty of it. Francis tries to go off the ground. Gets it. Up towards the 50. Well done, Starcevic. Mitchell. Here's Brown. Taken by Shaw. Hurried kick. Foster gets back there, misses it. Whistle's gone.
No, something down the field behind play. The umpire's gone across. Tony Shaw has actually given the free kick away. He was appealing for down the ground. So well picked up by the umpire.
Hunter comes away for Footscray. Kicks it high out towards right half forward. Good mark taken by Reynolds, who's come a long way down from the full back line. Player in support, Wallace, but Reynolds goes long towards the goal square. At the back, Hawkins. It may even bounce through. If that hasn't been touched, it's a goal. It's a goal to Footscray. So Reynolds is credited with the goal, and have a look at this man. One of the toughest little guys in football.
Now,
and a great sight for Footscray.
Now, what's the ruling? Is he allowed back on the ground? He is allowed back on the ground, although he's been taken off the ground on a stretcher and didn't go through the
You can be taken off the ground on a stretcher anywhere. If you walk
come
off
back onto the ground.
Yes, if you walk off the ground, you must come through the interchange.
Yep. A point the difference. Collingwood in front, and the goal to the back pocket. Keenan Reynolds. Here's Atkins. Hand pass goes nowhere. Coleman goes off the ground. Brown crunch. No whistle on that play. Chance for Footscray still. The umpire now says holding the ball against Collingwood. Footscray free to be taken by Delray. Mick Gafer last up, so he's holding a damaged rib or something. Kick by Delray. Good distance. Hawkins is there. A big punch from behind. Right with Kellett. A couple of speedsters here. Nigel Kellett gets around right. A centering kick. It goes outside the 50. Helped on by McGuan. Mansfield there. Chopped by Francis. Off the ground, Mitchell. Up towards centre wing. Number 10 is Hunter. Goes for the boundary line. Francis kept going. Great stuff. Back to Wright. The hand pass not perfect.
Wright, able to assess it nicely. Kicks to Russell, who drops maybe what he should have taken as Mark Hunter. And Tony Francis with Kellett. I think tensions you mentioned, Dom, were pretty high at the start. I don't think much has changed. Look, there's 3 wrestling matches there. And Footscray come away with the ball. Kick it back near the centre of the ground. Taken by Brown. Wonderful player when he's at 100% fit is Brown. Kick to full forward. Mark taken by Reynolds.
Doing well, isn't he?
Well, Footscray standing up to it. Fairly fierce out there. Wallace. Short kick good. Delray good hands in front of his face.
Oh.
See, Delray has been pretty prominent.
It's a 3-on-1 situation here. Footscray's favour.
Collinwood goes the short pass. Ballantyne marks. And the distance won't trouble this boy from Bairnsdale. He's got 50 on his back and he'll be kicking from about 50. John Ballantyne has played just 15 AFL games. He's done a pretty long apprenticeship in the reserves. That kick has got distance all right, but offline for accuracy. Scores level. 2 goals, 3 apiece.
Well, it's been a terrific start to the 1993 AFL season. We've had some fantastic football played as we see Michael Gafer recovered from that heavy knock. We've seen some terrific footy played in the Foster's Cup, but there's nothing like the 4 premiership points. Kellett, Wallace and
it did travel 10 yards or 10 metres.
Has marked. John Scott explaining there that may have been a dubious distance, but the mark is with Croft, just outside 50. Kicks it into the goal square. Up goes Coleman, and in doing so interferes with the man in front.
It's amazing the umpires can pick those out, but the amount of holding that's going down on that full back line at Collingwood, where Collingwood players are holding Footscray and they can't even see it, the umpire.
Little interchange between Fraser and Pert. Pert's long kick from the last line of defence to centre wing. Soccer forward by Foster. Kellett goes back to Cameron. Hunter. Kick by Hunter. Inside centre half forward. Punch by Gafer. Chance here. 48 metres out is McPherson. On the standing start. Kicks a goal.
Now is that Gary Pert? Let's hope he's all right. He doesn't look too good either. McPherson has just kicked another one for Footscray. Footscray's third, and I don't even think Stephen looked at the goals when he let that go. He looks all right, Gary Pert. He's up on his feet. No, he's not too flashy. He'll have to come off the ground too. He is not too good at all. What did he cop there? Was it his own teammate, Gaffer?
Could have been. Could have been Mick Gaffer.
It was very quick, whatever happened. But Gary Pert is no good at all. He'll have to come off the ground.
The umpire wanted to bounce it back in the centre, but he's held up play now.
There's Pert, number 4. Oh, I see. It was the knee. The knee of Gaffer. Boy, that would hurt.
Well, it could get you on a very dangerous spot and really put your lights out, couldn't it?
Well, it could break your jaw, couldn't it? The knee.
See his fingers strapped there. We did have a report that he may have been a doubtful starter, Gary Pert, because I believe he's got a broken bone in the knuckle of his second finger.
Well, I think he took a bit of anaesthetic there. Well, this has been a pretty hot start to the game. We've seen a champion, All-Australian Gary Pert. He's going to get carried off. A Brownlow medalist, Tony Liberatore, be carried off. And this all happened. There was a goal and Pert knocked out all in one.
Yes, he didn't even look at the goals there, if you see there, Stephen. McPherson. But they all count. The goals, as we know, are in a different position here at the MCG.
Yeah, they've moved the goals around 5 metres clockwise, so might not have been a goal where the goals were last year. Up goes the knee.
There it is. You can see there right on the point of the cheek. Coming from the spy camera, which probably gets a lot of players into trouble, that spy camera. They wish it wasn't around.
Well, Gary Pert, unfortunately, now on the boundary line, being attended to by the medical staff. Play will resume. Footscray lead by 6 points. McGuan attempted kick off the ground. Cameron having an influence. Wallace, gather, balks and turns and slips away from Fraser. Kick in towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Chance now for Croft. Awkward bounce, gathers, shot for goal, and just not quite steady enough. There was Croft and missed to the left-hand side.
And that man there on screen, Collingwood champion number 26, Gavin Brown, is now at full-back on Ballantyne. Richardson and Lehman started on interchange for Collingwood.
Longhorst in front. Excellent mark to Watson. This boy could be anything. Up towards half forward. Starcevic got under it. Pace shown by Russell. Quick gather and got rid of it in a hurry. Mitchell taken out of it. Man from Fish Creek on all fours. Stanfield over it, holding it.
Now, I thought he was making an attempt to get rid of that.
Falls over, he scrambles after it, he drags it back in, and every chance of being penalised for holding a football.
I thought he was trying to push it back through his legs.
Well, that's the definition of the rule.
We'll just see this on replay, see what he actually was doing.
But Craig Starcevic for goal. Poster.
Troy Lehman playing on the wing. That's where Gavin Brown was. As I mentioned, Brown at full back for Collingwood.
Well, a couple of injuries. One for Footscray in the form of Liberatore. One for Collingwood. Gary Pert in trouble, concussed. Just upsets the balance of both sides.
And Lehman was being held then.
It may just take the coaches a minute or so to settle the teams down again. Umpire Hayden Kennedy, there's Scott Wine, Brownlow medalist from last year, Monkhorst, Collingwood, now Cameron. Cameron with possession number 6. Kick in the Coleman direction, and he receives the free kick. Or holding, maybe. Short kick. Oh, beaten. Fraser. Wallace. Kick to the front of the goals. Delray, no. Punch away. Croft tackled. Watson may not have had the ball. Croft. That's the way the umpire sees it. Watson not happy. The free kick will go to Croft.
Excellent effort by Gayfer to get a fist up there. Delray would have taken an easy mark, but Gayfer, desperate play, stuck his fist up. Pity Collingwood couldn't capitalise on the good work at Gayfer. And here's the free kick against Watson. Croft, a very athletic half forward.
Well, a chance here to give Footscray a handy lead. Kicks for goal and puts it through. So Croft kicks his first goal. Footscray kicked their fourth. They're 4-4, 28, and Collingwood 2-4, 16.
And here's the lead up. Now watch the effort here of Gayfer. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Or was it Watson? It was a terrific effort to get a fist to it. And Croft, the reserves best and fairest last year at Footscray, his first.
The score, Footscray lead 4-4 to 2-4. Richardson streams clear from centre-half back. Kicks it out towards the wing. Russell, tackled by Hunter. Francis in support. Francis's kick in towards full forward. Rocker, handball, chopped off by McPherson. Caught with the footy, Steve. Oh boy, there were three of them there to get you. Ball comes clear. Hunter, well done. Smith in trouble. Wallace, Footscray under a lot of pressure. Collingwood, a high kick. Up towards centre-half forward. Taken by Croft. Bounces the tackle. Well done. Atkins caught. Too slow. Tackler was right. Really good, tight stuff in the clinches here.
Oh, is that a throw?
Down goes Watson and could receive the free kick a little high.
Well, he was lucky to get the free kick. I thought he scooped it off the ground. A throw.
I think he might have got a couple of knees in the back as well. Francis runs out of defence. Goes the short pass to Wright. It wasn't a certainty to be playing this year. Summit in Tasmania. Richardson.
Has been playing well in pre-season, Richardson.
Shocking kick. Gee, kill it. Hawkins been a bit quiet so far. Away to Collingwood. He's kicked towards the forward pocket. Ballantyne. Can't mark. Collingwood kept going. Blazes it long. One-on-one on the goal square. Well, pushed by Delray. No whistle. A chance off the ground. Smith. Rowan Smith, the goal scorer.
Good play, Delray.
And actually good play by Collingwood. He initiated that. A high kick on the forward line and then followed up his kick. Watch this. There's Collingwood following up. Strength of Delray. Could have pushed Gayfer out then, but uses the body. Look at that for a shot at goal. Oh, what a game we've got here.
Rowan Smith, 3 kicks, 2 hand passes, but more importantly, kicked Footscray's 5th goal. Atkins, yes, gets his foot to it for the 6th time. Christian, just a little slow. Ball trundles out the back for Croft. Watson, desperate in his endeavours to gather the football, and the umpire forced to bounce at centre-half forward for the Bulldogs. Well, it's been Footscray's quarter. They've kicked 5-4 to Collingwood 2-4. We've got just under 2 minutes left in the term, and the ball only 45 metres from the Footscray goal. Coleman, Watson a little slow to get rid of it. Fraser through his legs. Shaw handball for Gayfer. Now Richardson steadies and kicks the Magpies out of trouble. Up towards the wing. Gatherers by Francis. Smooth handball for McGuan. Puts himself under a little bit of pressure there, Mick McGuan, but gets the kick away. 35, 40 metres in the direction of Starcevic. Punched away there by Foster, who's done a very, very good job smothering Craig Starcevic in this first quarter.
Good effort by Starcevic. Foster was there to take the mark, but he just got a fist to it.
Just over a minute left to quarter time. Great battle in ruck.
It is a good battle, an interesting battle, because what Monkhorst is doing is going down a half forward. making Wine go with him. Wine usually plays across half-back. He's got great athleticism, Monkhurst.
Wine to Cameron. He runs out of room. Ball out of play. A terrific first quarter. A couple of serious injuries. Pert and Liberatore both going off the ground on stretchers. And Footscray have kicked the last 4 goals here. Two-fister by Wine. Gets it going the Bulldogs' way. Hunter after it. Footscray have the numbers. Cameron keeps it in. Well played, son. Whistle's gone. It's a Collingwood free to Fraser, just as Footscray were whipping it up towards their goal.
Gee, the umpire who gave that decision was a long way away from it. Fraser kicks towards left half forward. No mark taken. Crumbs gathered by McPherson. Foster. Now Francis. Just seconds left. Collingwood have to take a mark from this. Up towards the goal front. Rocker. Dacos gathers it beautifully. Away from McGuan. Kick it quick, son. There's only seconds left. Williams goes in and gets it. Right on the quarter-time siren, Paul Williams kicks his second goal, and very importantly for Collingwood, kicks their third, and at quarter-time, Footscray lead by 12 points. They've kicked 5-4, Collingwood a 3-4. Well, I find it quite amazing if Libba is okay that he's not out there starting this second term. 2 small players on the bench for Footscray, young West. Certainly be a big moment for him when he gets onto the ground. Collingwood get the free kick from the contest after the centre bounce. It's McGuan. Good direct kick straight towards full forward. Footscray player in a lot of trouble. Williams, now Lehman. Away for Russell. Just finds a little bit of space to get his kick away. And Reynolds in front takes the mark. Away he goes for Stanfield. Stanfield's kick out towards the wing. The mark is taken. It's behind the wing. So Coleman is a long way down from centre half forward to take that mark for the Bulldogs. Been a very good player for Footscray, Glenn Coleman. Kicking towards half forward. Taken by Wallace, the crumb gatherer. Free kick has been picked out of it. Looks as though it's going to have to go back to that scene of the contest, and it will be taken by Del Rey. Del Rey, who kicked Footscray's first goal, is just forward of centre wing. Kicks it into the pocket. The leading player, Ballantyne, nearly takes the mark. He's going to get the free kick anyway. Brown is his opponent now. So Ballantyne, well, I've seen him kick very, very long distances, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if he gets the distance. He's going to have to kick 55 metres. Well, it could have nearly been a mark, Don, do you think?
Yeah, the free kick, because Brown rode him into the ground.
Ballantyne's kick goes close to the goal line. It's punched over by Damien Monkhurst. Scott Wine there for Footscray, and it's through for a rush behind to the Bulldogs.
Well, the ruckman putting pressure on one another. You see there Wine taking Monkhurst down into the back line. And Monkhurst doing exactly the same thing to Wine at the other end of the ground.
Gavin Brown picked to play at full forward, now finds himself at fullback. Third off the ground. Christian in the middle. Cameron, gee, flew like Superman. Hunter. Ball bounces through to Smith. The hand pass in is good to Croft. He pops it over the defence. That was a wobbly old kick and out of bounds on the full.
Bit of pressure on Croft then. 2 Footscray Collingwood fellows running at him. He had to pull the kick, as you saw. Hence, over the boundary line on the full.
McGafer to take the kick. Crowd still hasn't built anywhere near to the expected 80,000 or so. We might have talked it up too much. Play hasn't let us down. Croft takes the mark into Wallace. Just gets the kick away in time, but not a great kick. Collingwood players fighting each other for the ball. Wright beats Russell, and the kick bounces out of bounds.
Got great recuperative powers, that man on screen, Glenn Coleman. He rolled an ankle. He was under a cloud. It takes a lot of courage to overcome an injury, and playing at centre half forward, the most difficult position on the ground to play.
What about the strength of the big man there? Scott Wine. Handball for Coleman. Now Collingwood. Collingwood's kick in towards the front of the goals. Del Rey can't take the mark. Richardson under a little bit of pressure. Falls over. Hawkins looking for the free kick. Taken by Croft. Mark Watson. Play on. Collingwood out of trouble. Francis gathers. He's at right half back, running away from the 50-metre line. taps it on the ground, then 2 bounces, runs his full 15 metres, and then torpedo punt kicks it in towards full forward. Opportunity for Williams. Bounces not bad. He could have nearly tapped it over for Dacos. Gathers.
There's a free kick for holding.
And it's going to Collingwood to be taken by Williams.
Against Mansfield.
Well, at quarter time, Collingwood had received 12 free kicks to Footscray's 5, and Footscray led on the scoreboard 5-4 to 3-4.
Now, in that instance of play, Keenan Reynolds really should have gone the first time he made a move to go forward, which is just a bit later. Then he tried to collect Williams. Had he have gone his first time he thought about it, he would have got the ball.
Williams for his 3rd goal. Williams kicks his 3rd goal. Well, Paul Williams is the leading goal scorer on the ground, and Collingwood 4-4 trail Footscray 5-5.
Well, 2 of his goals have come from free kicks, a 50-metre, and that one there, you can see there McPherson holding. I wish the umpire would be consistent, because a lot of that holding goes on all over the ground. And the other one, he was on the end of a hand pass.
Footscray now by just 7 points. Wine wins in the middle. Cameron along the ground. Coleman beaten by Christian. Cameron again. Somehow gets boot to ball. One-hander by Collingwood.
I'll tell you what, Scott Wine is having a real influence at the centre bounces.
It was a good head out, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. He's just so strong.
Well, he's got a better leap. What Monkhorst tried to do was jump a little early. He didn't judge it properly. Had he had jumped early and jumped into Wine, he might have negated him.
Collingwood kicked the winning goal against Collingwood here a couple of years ago on a Sunday afternoon. Who'll ever forget that? Doesn't live up to that tonight. Are behind.
He took about 4 opponents on that day, didn't he? It certainly was the goal of the day. Steve Collingwood, an exciting player, as Gavin Brown kicks into the far side. Monkhorst tries to tap it on. Cameron certainly doing well. Away to Wallace. Wallace is kicking to the pocket. Ballantyne. Oh, that's holding the man, isn't it?
It's got to be a free kick. Yes, it is too. The umpire's picked it. An act of frustration by Gavin Brown.
You think Footscray looking a little quicker?
Well, you look quicker because you're winning the ball, but this is an act of frustration. Now, Brown, you know, this fellow is much bigger than what he's got to get in front and playing from the front because Ballantyne's just too strong.
John Ballantyne, very difficult angle. Kicks it across the face, and it's out of bounds in the opposite pocket. On the full, free kick for Collingwood to be taken back there by Gaffer.
And the runner has gone out to Gavin Brown, obviously telling him about that free kick.
Mick Gaffer kicks it outside 50. Monkhorst takes a good mark. Handball away to McGuan. McGuan's kick in near the centre of the ground. Mitchell can't quite control the football. Collingwood supporters looking for a free kick. It's not going to Collingwood, it's going to Footscray. And it'll be taken by Stephen Wallace.
Maybe there was one there for Mitchell.
Up inside the 50. Monkhorst has got it again. Well, his individual stats look pretty good against Wine. He's taken 4 marks now. Collingwood in the middle of the ground. Lehman a little hand pass to Shorey. Wasn't too sure. Up towards centre half forward. Mitchell too far out to score. 1.5 kicks for him. Rocker got underneath it. Starcevic a chance.
There's a free kick, no advantage.
Going to be a free kick to Reynolds. Comes up the ground, taken by Cameron. Wide for Coleman. Look out, here comes Monkey. Oh, Coleman! Well. Gee, we've just seen the junior Socceroos, and Coleman looked as though he wanted to place on the side. The hand pass intercepted by Wright. It should have been a Footscray shot for goal. Now it could be a Collingwood one. But Wright's hand pass, he delayed it too much. Cameron, sensational. Beautiful pass to Coleman.
Oh, terrific football there, Drew. And Coleman's kick is pretty good too. Just getting rid of his opponent was Kellett. Left-hand hand pass. Smith should kick the goal. Goes in and pops it through. Well, I don't know. I think that Footscray looked slicker. Cameron doing well across the centre of the ground. Kellett, Smith, got some quick players. They lead by 14 points.
Well chopped out by Cameron on centre wing, but Footscray a little earlier had a 2-on-1 situation. It was cut out well by McGuan. He took it down to centre wing. But then Cameron, a terrific effort, popped it across to Coleman, and then Coleman on turn reloaded down the ground.
6-6 to 4-4, Footscray lead. Early part of the second term, Scott Wine, but McGuan chops it off. Kicks it quickly to centre half forward. Nearly a great effort there by Foster. Chance here for Russell. Left foot, snap is a goal. Great kick by Scott Russell.
And it was a good kick because he's normally a right foot kick, and there you see the score, 42 playing 34, and not too many players nowadays do what Scott Russell did. Watch this. Going onto the left foot, his dominant foot is his right foot. They always try and come back onto it. He's a prolific kick winner, and it's great to see a player with his ability using the other side of his body and using it so well. Well done, Scott Russell.
Footscray by 8 points. Wine wins again in the middle, but the whistle's gone. It's going to be a free kick. Footscray's anyway. Cameron, 11 possessions. And beauty, too, to Collingwood at left half forward. Too far out. Pops it short. Ballantyne can't quite. Down goes Wallace, now on the forward line. Collingwood, hoiked out by Ballantyne. Was it a throw? High ball by Croft. Hawk! The Hawk! Yeah! Oh, almost. Delray couldn't hook it back far enough behind.
Now the umpire, the emergency umpire, has gone out and speaking to Steve McPherson. He's picking up Scott Russell. That's behind play, something that I missed. But obviously the umpire right there on screen, gone out and spoken to McPherson.
Kick in, marked by Wright. Handball back for Brown. They're in at centre half back now, Collingwood. McGuan doing pretty well. In towards half forward, free kick. Advantage now, Fraser, who runs very quickly. Long kick by Fraser. Just clears the pack out of the reach of Dacos and through for a behind to Collingwood.
Well, he is quick, Fraser, because the man chasing him for is Nigel Kellett, and he's no slouch when it comes to pace.
Kick in by Reynolds, nearly marked by Hunter. In a little bit of trouble, but does well. Summing up the situation quite nicely there, Mark Hunter. Little kick off the ground, gathers about 10 metres, and a boundary throw-in will take place. It's about 2 kicks from the Collingwood goal. Opportunity for Francis, gathers it very well, but then lets himself down and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Robbo, is this a sign of the times? Game for young men. 2 ageing stars out there. Hawkins 3 possessions, Dacos 1.
Well, I think the intensity is certainly proving that, Drew. Both sides are going ferociously at the football, and neither one of those 2 men can get into it.
Right, weaves his way through the pack. Kick bounces up to the 50. Starcevic a chance. Foster slaps the ball to ground. Regains it. Caught in Lehman's tackle. McPherson in a hurry. Kicks backwards. Reynolds will need to be good on Dacos. Oh, Dacos almost a freak mark. Ball hasn't gone out. Does he know where they are still? Peter Dacos, the short pass, and Williams has got it. Just mentioned he hadn't had a sniff really, Peter Dacos, and he came back into the play in sparkling fashion.
Well, I was going to mention he hasn't had the best of pre-seasons, and his practice form has been rather ordinary, but then all of a sudden he pops it across to Williams, who in turn finds Francis on a better angle.
Yeah, but Terry Wheeler wouldn't like Footscray's manning up there to give Francis, a short fella, such an easy mark so close to goal.
I think when you speak about Dacos and Hawkins, they're both still very, very dangerous players, and you can't give them a yard.
Francis should have kicked it. That was just about a gimme. And he didn't take it.
And it is such a long season too, so the boys that start at such a frantic pace early aren't always going to keep that up. Reynolds to kick it back into play. He's playing on Peter Dacos, Keenan Reynolds. Good kick too, well outside 50 metres. Chance for Lehman, sweeping hand pass. Williams, can he get his fourth? Inside 50, Paul Williams makes no mistake. 4 goals. What an opportunist. He's only had 6 kicks. So a terrific effort brings Collingwood back to within 1 point.
Well, you ask yourself, is he a good player? If you looked at him and said he's kicked 4 goals in the first half, you'd have to say yes. But then again, on the end of a hand pass, a couple of free kicks, but then again, he's finishing his work off very, very well. 6 kicks, 4 goals.
Well, I suppose Collingwood have to get goals like that on the run, receiving hand passes, because they're not marking anything on the forward line. Monkhorst on the turn. He's doing pretty well on Wine, getting the stats. Wine winning the hit-outs. Chance for Footscray here. McPherson overruns it. And the umpire will ball it up. Now, Scott Wine, he's had 1 mark and 2 handballs. And on the other hand, we look at Monkhorst, and he's had 4 marks and 8 possessions. But Wine dominating the hit-outs.
Well, Damien Monkhorst there got the tap out. Scott Wine held by Shaw. Comes back to Monkhorst. May get a goal.
No, it's a free kick.
A free kick going to Footscray. Back at centre half back. And it will be Scott Wine to take it. It's the hand pass away for Collingwood. His kick. Back near the centre of the ground. Goes through the rear. Croft. Good gather.
Well done.
And does it nicely. Kicking towards full forward. Lets himself down. Hits Gafer. Very, very accurately. Disappointing for Footscray. Right. Wider still for Francis.
He's gone.
Kellett must play on now. Back to Wright, who's run on quite well. Gets past Croft. Wright's kick. Up towards Starcevic. Handball away. Taken by Foster. Handball for Coleman in trouble. Collingwood have got the numbers here where Fraser gathers the crumbs and kicks it up towards centre forward, but Scott Wine has got back pretty well and takes the mark for Footscray and handballs away for Hunter.
Across to the outer side of the ground to Steve Wallace. Kick by Wallace, short of half forward. Delray, spoiled by Gafer. Well done, Mick Gafer. And now wide open. Rocker had come well up the ground. Severio Rocker goes for the bounce. You won't see that too often.
How far is he going to run?
Short pass.
No, he's run too far, Drew. Yes, the umpire's picked it up too.
Well, he was in 2 minds there as to whether to kick or draw the Footscray defender and give the hand pass away.
Well, the Footscray defender wouldn't be drawn, would he?
Probably never had a kick on the run in his life. Stanfield at centre wing. Well up from defence. Croft, he's giving them plenty on the forward line. Right. Cornered. Ball out of play. Croft's only had 7 games from Mildura. Won the reserves best and fairest last year. And looks a pretty sparkling form.
Yes, good player for the Bulldogs. Christian and Coleman doing the ruck work. Back comes to Stephen Wallace. Shrugs it nicely. Collingwood. Wonderful handball. What about the gather by Cameron? And a good kick by that player. Into the goal square. It may bounce through. No, brilliant stuff by Brown. The ball I thought was going to bounce through. Gavin Brown threw himself at it and carried it through for a rush behind for Footscray. Bulldogs by 2 points. Kick in. Nearly finds Christian. Footscray outnumber. Collingwood hand pass. Hawkins gather. Hawkins kick. Pretty good. Into the front of the goals. Ballantyne from behind. McGuan takes the ball away, but there's no one there for Collingwood. And McPherson marks for Footscray just forward of the centre. Long kick by Steve McPherson. To the front of the goals. Punched away by Wright. Taken by Richardson. Runs away and delivers poorly. Mark taken by Wallace, who's picked up quite a handy number of possessions in the first half already. 9 kicks. This will be his 10th and 2 hand passes. Wallace into the right forward pocket. Punched away from Delray by Gafer. Taken by Hawkins. Speak of the devil. Look at this kick. Look at this kick. Was that touched on the line? It must have been just by Gavin Brown.
What a magnificent kick for goal. But that's what Footscray have got to do, or like Hawkins did then. They haven't got enough fellows down on the full forward line running in because the ball's coming to ground. It's Collingwood who've got the numbers and taking it away from the full back line.
Kick by Brown for Monkhorst. Well done, Coleman. Ball out of play. To see Gavin Brown rush that one through for a behind there, you wonder what's his best go. He's such a good player. He could be a goal scorer. He could be a man on the ball in the middle where the action is. But what a great defender he proved himself to be there. Just too good. You wish you'd had about 10 of him.
Yes, I agree.
Here's Cameron. Centering kick is good for Hawkins.
Can we eliminate the comments we made about 6 minutes ago about Dacos and Hawkins?
Well, I only said the fact was the Hawk had 3 possessions and Dacos had 1. And since then, fortunately, they've got the leather.
Well,
What's going on here?
it's been taken away from Doug Hawkins.
Well, what's that all about? How did Richardson finish up with that? Well, might need an ISO replay to see that one. Spy cam. Russell up towards 50. Starcevic, sticky fingers. Kick by Starcevic, out in front of goals. Bit of a chance for Rocker.
Good kick by Starcevic.
Yes,
Here's Hawkins going off the ground too. I wonder why.
Well, it must be disciplinary stuff.
Was it lip? I mean, how was that ball turned over?
Yeah, why? He wouldn't have mouthed off because he had the shot for goal. So why was he taken off? Interesting.
Well, Bernie may be able to bring us up to date. He's down there close to the Footscray bench.
Severio Rocker from 40 metres out. And the Pies are in front.
Well, that's his second, the big fellow. That was a good kick by Starcevic. Out in front of Rocker. Easy to take when they're put out like that.
It was a good option too. He first went to the right, which was going to put it deep in the pocket. Rocker going the other way to the front of the goal certainly makes it an easy shot for goal, doesn't it? Well, Hawkins can't believe it through.
Well, maybe, you know, we mentioned about them not getting underneath the fall of the ball. Admittedly, Hawkins got ball at the end there, but yep, young West will certainly get under. He's been kicking goals in games lately.
Collingwood get the ball clear of the centre. Finishes with Francis. Little kick. Oh, Starcevic misses it. Mitchell snaps it off the top of the pack and misses quite badly in the finish, Barry Mitchell. He's had 5 kicks and 2 hand passes.
He's playing a different game too, because when he was at Sydney, he'd stay on the ball just about all day and pick up a multitude of possessions. Now he's got to share it with Francis. So a foreign game, he'll have to adjust.
And we must repeat, he's only played just 1 game, hasn't he, in his preparation. Here's Mansfield for Footscray. Kick back into the centre. High leap by Watson. Taken beautifully by Smith. Hand pass Atkins. Fairly well a standing position. Del Rey gets rid of his opponent.
Now, is that a free
Umpire
kick?
gives it the all clear. Kick will go to Del Rey.
Well, I just wonder how far the ball was away from Del Rey and his opponent when Del Rey laid that bump there on Brown.
He's done it twice. He did it to Gafer earlier on.
Yes, it's an interesting one, but still. The advantage with Footscray. Del Rey for his second goal. And he makes no mistake with that one. So Danny Del Rey has kicked 2. Rowan Smith has kicked 2 for Footscray. And the Bulldogs wrench back the lead, which is 3 points in their favour.
A great leap by Watson. Smith, I may have hung on to it just a bit too long then, because what he did, the forwards looking down the ground had already made a move to Smithers. Well, they expected Smith to kick the ball, but then he puts in a hand pass. They all had to readjust because Atkins then had the ball. He went long. Unfortunately, Del Rey got away. There's Tony Liberatore on the right of screen. He said he's all right to come back on. It doesn't look like it, though.
So now Footscray in front by 3 points. Monkhorst out of the middle. Here's Mitchell in a Rovers roll. Just gets boot to ball. Touched.
He really didn't want to give it up then, Mansfield. Could have been pinged for holding it.
Umpire will ball it up. Still in the centre square. Hit outs 13-6 in favour of Footscray. Kick out of the pack onto the chest of Smith. It came from West. Now Cameron. He goes very wide for Coleman. Christian closing the gap on him and put him under enough pressure to force the turnover. And Watson takes the mark.
Watson's short pass, okay for Wright. Wright, hand pass, Fraser. Further on for Christian. Christian kicks in short, and a good mark taken by Starcevic. McPherson not that far away. Mitchell takes the hand pass and then delivers very nicely to Rocker, who was marked only 35 metres from goal, but on a fairly difficult angle, as Tony Francis gives some pats of encouragement to Barry Mitchell. And Don, you've just noticed...
Well, Hawkins has come back on. Ballantyne off for Footscray. They've got Delray now at full forward, so they've got a smaller forward line with Hawkins going into the pocket.
Rocker shooting for his third goal, and he does it quite nicely. So 3 goals to Rocker, 4 goals to Williams, and it's goal for goal here in the second term. Collingwood now lead by 3 points.
Barry Mitchell responsible then. Delivered the ball so well, Mitchell. Watch, there's a build-up, Christian. Starcevic, good hand pass. Mitchell, look, 1-2 steps. Well led by Rocker.
Another change in the lead. Collingwood in front by 3 points. Wine wins in the middle. Right for Collingwood. Hunter goes the spoil. The 2 number 10s on each other. Mansfield. A high ball, just about as high as the Great Southern Stand. To centre wing. They all missed it. Right. Now they can set up. Lehman was named as an emergency. Punch from behind by Foster. Whistle. Foster's given away the free kick to Starcevic. And the free kicks are 19 to 16 now in Collingwood's favour. Footscray caught up a bit. Rocker can't mark. Off hands. It comes to the man from Fish Creek, Stanfield. Up towards half forward. Oh, Hawkins used his body beautifully to get rid of Gafer. Look at the pace of Watson.
Yeah, surely that was a push in the back.
Yes, umpire signalled that.
He's a little bit late, the umpire. Well done by Hawkins. He knew he didn't have the pace to get away. Put his body between the ball and his opponent, got the free kick.
Delray leads from the goal square. He's a chance here, Danny. Oh, good punch by Brown. Lehman. Graham Wright. Over the head of Monkhorst. Here comes Wine. An important one, that. Wallace. Up high, but Collingwood have the numbers back in defence. Richardson.
And Richardson doing pretty well. 8 kicks in that back pocket region. Lehman. Kick for Monkhorst. Punched away by Wine. In goes Francis. Mitchell. Persistence for Collingwood. Monkhorst. Now Russell. Running with the footy. He loves to do that, Scott Russell. Kicking towards centre half forward. Punched away. Fraser. Can't spin out of trouble. Great tackle, Reynolds. Starcevic into the action. Gathers the ball pretty well. Kicks it across his left shoulder. McPherson can't mark. Hunter in trouble. Tackled by Williams. Ball over for a throw-in. Terrific stuff. Great scene here, the MCG. We see Mark Richardson on the interchange bench for Collingwood. But night football on the MCG in these conditions, absolutely magnificent. Footscray get clear. Hunter away for Steve Wallace in the right back pocket. Safely marks on his chest.
Pies leading by 3 points midway through the second quarter. The kick up short of centre wing. The 2 ruckmen, neither of them this time. Starcevic. McGuan, not quite as prominent tonight. Lost it in the tackle. Footscray have it. Right. Graham Wright. Terrific turn. Near the boundary line. Short of Dacos though, and the mark to Steve Wallace. And he comes to Reynolds, who kicked a goal earlier on. He's kicked only 5 goals in his career. Whistle to Footscray. Yes, advantage to Kellett. Now to Cameron, who continues to impress. Leon Cameron. Not the greatest of kicks that time. Richardson. His hand pass to Watson at centre wing. Now to half forward. Too high for the 4-goaler over the head of Williams.
He reminds me of Michael Tuck, Leon Cameron, a long loping player and has got a ton of ability.
McPherson's kick, looking for Coleman. No mark taken. Down goes Lehman. Tackler was Wallace. Cameron shrugs the tackle. Gets another effective possession, and it's a good one. Finds Croft about Still about 2 kicks from goal for the Bulldogs, 65 to 70 metres. Brown punches to the front. Oh, quite a rash kick there from Smith. Now Kellett, tackled by Francis. Fraser, right, does well to shrug the tackle. And with his 21st possession, finds McGuan. Shaw, in short, well done, Russell made it good. Handball over the top. Catch this guy if you can. Oh, lets himself down. Poor kick. Hunter, under pressure, gets the kick away, finds the safety of the boundary line.
He's done well, Hunter, in the back pocket.
Desperado, Mark Hunter, but Mark Fraser should have made a little bit more of that as he streamed goalwards. Collingwood leading by 3 points.
Wine wins the tap. He held off Monkhorst, and Monkhorst will take the free kick. Well, if you haven't seen any Foster's Cup or practice games, you might have seen a game since last winter. I reckon tonight just reaffirms the greatest game of all.
Now the umpires picked one up. It's to Dacos, a hand around the shoulder by Reynolds. Well, come on, umpires, you've got to be consistent. You see there's the free kick. To Dacos by Reynolds.
Yeah, I'd find 25 free kicks a night, wouldn't you, Drew? Like that?
Yep.
In the forward line.
Dacos for his second kick only. Kicks a goal.
I'm not arguing that the free kick's not there, but I'm just agreeing with you that if they're consistent, they can find plenty for the forwards.
And watch this, there's the free again. Dacos positions himself well. See that? Reynolds in desperation puts his hand across, but Dacos, I just got a query on this man. How fit is he? He really hasn't put much together as far as a pre-season is concerned. Maybe it'll come to him as the season goes on.
Might still kick 5.
9-6 plays 7-9. Monkhorst, Mitchell caught. Wallace the tackler. Goes through Cameron. No, Mark, no. Play on, says the umpire. Croft handball, oh down, that's a crude tackle. Free kick will go to Tony Shaw. Shaw is just wide of the centre circle. Loves the competitive arena, Tony Shaw. Oh, terrific stuff, Monkhorst. Mitchell into an open goal. Barry Mitchell. No, it's touched on the line there by Stanfield. And the siren has sounded to end the first half as Mitchell kicks behind for the Magpies. Collingwood lead by 10 points. They've kicked 9-7. Footscray 7-9.
61 to 51, Collingwood in front. These two teams have had some real tight goes over the last few years, and this is no exception.
And the little fella's back there too, Drew. There he is, 39.
Liberatore. Whistle's gone.
Colin Hughes in the forward pocket for Footscray.
Steve Wallace to take the free. He goes by hand to Cameron. And Cameron just keeps on getting it. 18 possessions. Here's Collingwood out at centre wing. Back to Hunter. Around the corner he goes. This is a good build-up. Smith. Over the top. Delray leads. Takes his opponent out. Well played, Delray. Sensational stuff to Mansfield. The halfback flanker kicks the goal.
Well, just thinking as Delray attacked that ball, Collingwood outnumbered Footscray 3-1. Delray really had a fortunate bounce there. There were 3 Collingwood players around, not a Footscray, until Mansfield ran through. So they were lucky to get away with it, but Collingwood are getting the numbers there. Footscray have really got to surround the full forward when he goes down or attacks the ball, because the ball being taken away a bit too easily in the second quarter from that full back line by Collingwood.
Reynolds has kicked a goal from the back pocket and Mansfield from half-back flank.
Yes, 2 very important goals too for Footscray. They get back to within 4 points. Graham Wright takes the ball away from half-back and kicks it directly towards goal. Starcevic can't quite take the mark. Mitchell falling. Good play by McPherson. And McPherson will get the free kick.
Atkins playing on the half-forward flank for Footscray. Started in the centre.
Steve McPherson, rugged customer. Kicks wide, Coleman takes the mark on centre wing. Handball away for Reynolds. Reynolds short kick. Very difficult there for Croft. Keller. No, the ball goes over. Boundary throw in. Left half forward for Footscray. Very important for the Bulldogs, the first goal in that third term. Terrific play by Danny Delray. 7 kicks and 2 hand passes for that player. He's also kicked 2 goals. Free kick out of the ruck contest. It's going to Collingwood to be taken by Damien Monkhorst.
Fairly technical.
No, he says to the player at assistance, calling for the hand pass, so he kicks in the Starcevic direction. Taken away by Cameron. Sweeping hand pass gives an opportunity for Atkins. Kick off the side of his boot. 50 metres from goal. Bounce this time favours Gavin Brown. Short kick, not too bad. Russell can't quite gather it. Still reaches for it, but Wallace takes it away from him. Kicks into the pocket. Delray can't mark. Knocked away by Gaffer. Delray looking for the free kick. Just flipping it between his legs was Collingwood. Now Collingwood will get clear. Mitchell's hand pass over the top. Creates the chance for Lehman. Mitchell's run on nicely. He's on centre wing. Really wants to give it off and does so in the finish. Tony Shaw, hand pass for McGuan. Running, forced to kick awkwardly into the full forward area. Scott Wine, well done. Got back there to help his defenders out. Liberatore over the top for Stanfield. Stanfield gets past a little too easily, I would think, for Lee Matthews' sake, and finds Coleman just behind the wing.
Atkins up short of half forward. Hawkins is back on the ground. Chance for Smith. He burns them off with pace. Richardson can't catch him. Smith has missed it.
Oh, he did it so well in the build-up, didn't he, Smith? Did it so well.
He's quick.
Oh, is he what?
That was a kick to put the Bulldogs back in front, but they still trail by 3 points.
It's already kicked 2.
Gavin Brown to kick in. Goes to the far side. Well outside 50 metres. Monkhorst tries to tap it to the back. Fraser can't get clear, but gets his hand pass away for Francis. In turn. Looks for Lehman. Stephen Wallace. Atkins. Footscray turn it over. Kellett. Long kick by Nigel Kellett. Just off to the left-hand side. And Footscray bombarding the goals, but not getting the right results.
Well done by Atkins to spot Kellett.
Brown.
Footscray, 1 goal, 2 in this quarter.
Kicks to the members' side. Monkhorst taken by Liberatore. Handball away for Cameron. Cameron's kick, good length, will bounce through for a goal.
This man is starting to impress me. I wasn't too impressed early in the Foster's Cup by Cameron. It's a little all at sea, but obviously he's starting to really gain in confidence. Look at the way he delivers the ball here. Well done, Liberatore. He's a loper, Cameron, but when he really does want some acceleration, he can really step it up a cock or 2. Very, very impressive tonight, Leon Cameron.
Well, they started the quarter trailing by 10 points, and they've taken no time at all to wipe off the deficit and lead by 4, Footscray. Collingwood haven't scored for the term. That's in the back. Fraser takes the hand pass to Scott Russell, straight up the centre of the ground, inside half forward. Well done, Stanfield. Hunter. 2-1 Footscray. Wallace got rid of his opponent. No free kick for Russell. Liberatore goes backwards. High ball to centre wing. Coleman punches on away from Christian. Smith applying the tackle. That goes Footscray's way. Off Wallace to Atkins. Atkins keeps it going Footscray's way. Support from Smith. He missed the last one. He goes long with this one. Hasn't got the distance. And Brown's back there to take the chest mark.
Well, Footscray looking a little slicker in the early part of the third term as Brown...
He's injured too, Smith. He's injured.
Kicks to the members' side. Monkhorst in front. Punched away. Richardson in trouble. Shrugs the tackle. Does well in the finish. Kicks it in the Starcevic direction. Footscray, when the fall of the ball hits the ground. Liberatore for Cameron. into the centre, great kick. Mansfield, equally as good a kick, and Del Rey drops it. Away goes his fellow number 26, Brown. Fraser, short pass by Fraser into the pocket. Starcevic, knocked away by Foster, but a free kick has been paid to Starcevic. Foster just interfering with that player as he was going for the mark.
We just saw a shot of Smith. He's up on his feet, still being assisted by the runner, the club physio and the trainer.
What's happened here? Starcevic has got a 50-metre penalty. What for? Maybe the player being held near the goal line. And Stanfield is going absolutely berserk as Rocker has the ball directly in front of goal and kicks the goal. So Rocker has now kicked 4. He's the equal leading goal scorer with Paul Williams. 2 goals each for Footscray to Rowan Smith and Danny Del Rey.
Well, the umpires are going to be consistent with it. I just hope they pick them all up. It takes a brave umpire to do what he did on that occasion, but it's still good umpiring.
So we've had another change of the lead. The free kick to Collingwood and the goal by Rocker has put the Pies up by 2 points. What a start to the season. Wind, Brownlow medal form in the middle. Cameron, superb. Hacked out of the air by Wright. Coleman charges after it. Oh, terrific stuff from the Collingwood player who came from behind. Guess who? Tony Shaw. McPherson thread through a hand pass to Atkins. Atkins comes up to half forward. He's kicked 1 goal already this quarter, Mansfield. The kick for Del Rey. He gave away the free. He pushed Brown out.
He must be playing half forward now, Mansfield. He started half back.
Here's Russell to Christian. Good to see Michael Christian back. Great delivery to Shaw. Comes out to Mitchell. He's gone! Red hot!
Tackle. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle. Barry Mitchell attempted to sell the dummy.
Points out of 10 for Mitchell so far, Scotty.
6.
McPherson, I've already described the tackle. I don't think Barry Mitchell will take Steve McPherson on again. Good mark taken by Williams. Just behind the centre of circle. Runs wide and kicks it wider still. Really indirect football there by Williams. Foster just intent to take it over the boundary line. Collingwood supporters screaming maybe for a penalty against Foster. Not forthcoming. Wine. Moncourse gets the front spot. Wine bashes it back over the boundary line. And the boundary umpire will have to go through it all over again. Early part of the third quarter. And a pretty good contest so far in this third term. Liberatore really crumbing and then goes for the boundary line. And again, Collingwood appealing for the free kick, but we'll have a throw in.
Sterling job by the 2 ruckmen. Francis goes to ground. The umpire's going to ball it up.
I mentioned about that man there on screen earlier playing on the half-forward line. Just watching him, he looks as if he's an on-baller. He went across to McGuan, Francis, and also Shaw, picking those 3 up at different stages. So he's obviously playing now on the ball, Mansfield.
There's Barry Mitchell getting a little left footer up to Starcevic. 65 metres out from goal. To the edge of the square. Rushed through by Stanfield.
Valentine warming up for Footscray.
Collingwood by 3 points. Score's been hard to come by this quarter. There was a down the field free kick and a rush behind. That's their only score.
Wallace marks the kick in. Kicks it down the boundary line. Stanfield can't mark. Taken by Hunter. His kick, not bad. Into the path of Foster. Has he been moved on? Peter Foster maybe. He's up on that half-forward line. Liberatore tackle on right. Ball spills free. Brown Very quickly kicks it back near the centre. Mark taken by Cameron. Looking to play on. No, short pass. A little too high for the man I think it was meant for, Croft. Now Collingwood. Handball over the top, Croft. Blindly, but accurately. And he's got the goal. Well, what a fantastic game here. First it's Collingwood, then Footscray, then Collingwood, and now Footscray once again. They lead by 3 points.
Yeah, it's been very impressive tonight, Croft. Atkins also moved to the half-forward line. It has been impressive. Some good handball. That's a good kick by Croft. As Drew mentioned earlier, reserves best and fairest last year. You mentioned about Foster playing at centre-half back. He is still there. He just drifted away from Starcevic.
There's been another change in the lead. Footscray lead by 3 points. Little kick by Williams. Dished out by Starcevic. Oh, Mitchell, did he throw it? Comes out wide to Fraser. Shot for goal is good!
Will we keep this standard going for the rest of the year?
Well, what will they be playing by the year 2000? It'll be space age.
It'll be absolutely incredible.
Is this a hand pass or what?
That was all right, yep. Gee, it was a good goal. Certainly a wonderful kick by Fraser under pressure, kicking Collingwood's 11th goal and resting back to lead. 3 points the advantage. Goal for goal in the third term. Wine gets the tap down, taken by Croft, shrugs the tackle and gets the kick away.
Free kick. Couldn't it be relayed down the ground or advantage played?
Well, it was possibly round the neck, but really one wonders whether it's an advantage for the Bulldogs to take the ball back.
It's no advantage at all, and it helps Collingwood.
Del Rey flies high, can't grab it. Tony Shaw dispossessed. Little tap by Hawkins, good for Atkins. Atkins kick bounces freely over for a throw in the left forward pocket. And I'm sure Simon Atkins just voicing a little bit of disappointment to himself there. Christian doing the ruck work, taps it clear. Through comes Mitchell, can't get clear. Liberatore, snap for goal by Liberatore, offline and through for one behind.
It's a miracle he's out there.
Well, as Bernie said, a real tough little customer. Look at the way he's built his body up to resist most of the knocks that he gets during a game of footy.
He kept on winning medals in the reserves and under-19s. North Melbourne didn't want him. Went to Footscray, won a Brownlow.
Yep, fantastic.
Kick by Brown. Monkhorst waited and Christian took the mark. Good running by Russell. Up to centre wing already. That's a kick and hope.
Foster was holding Starcevic.
Hunter turns inboard. Could be trouble for Atkins. Now Foster took one high and will take the free kick against Starcevic.
He's definitely slowed down Peter Foster.
His kick back towards centre wing. Coleman and Christian. Liberatore, terrific. Oh, Smith. Got Polax there, Smith, and hasn't got up yet. Collingwood have the ball. Tony Shaw looks for the options. Up inside the 50. Starcevic and Foster. Free kick Starcevic. Well, it's one each in the last 30 seconds. And look at Rowan Smith.
It's the second time he's gone down, Smith.
This one's about 2.5 feet higher than the last one.
Starcevic 50 metres from goal. Testing distance for Craig Starcevic, but he's certainly lining them up as if he feels he can kick the distance.
Oh, now that's off the ball. Surely that's against Monkhorst.
The kick by Starcevic is a magnificent kick. Doesn't make any difference, Donny. It's a goal to Collingwood. Kicked by Craig Starcevic, and they extend their lead to 8 points.
Now that was really quite unbelievable, because what happened here, as he was about to take the kick, Monkhorst created a lead and went straight across and hit McPherson, who was on the left of screen. Hip and shoulder just knocked him to the ground. Now really it should have been a free kick the other way, umpire.
Bounce back in the centre. Moncourse running hard, but beaten for it by Wine. Thumped away by Christian, back near the centre. Moncourse intelligently, Starcevic, Francis. Tony Francis on the run. Great kick. Rocker, take the credit, son. Francis very, very quickly takes it away from the centre and kicks the goal, but Rocker's shepherding in the goal square was great.
Here it is, the setup. Starcevic. He's got a ton of pace, the little fellow, but he's aided by the work of Rocker there. Good passage of team play.
Well, Footscray dominated the first 5 or 7 minutes of this quarter, and now it's all Collingwood, and they lead by 14 points. Shaw out of the middle, kick smothered. Smith seems to have recovered, lost it. Free kick, Footscray to Smith. He comes out wide, unmarked as Wallace. To half forward, Collingwood. Coming up for his 13th possession. Steve Collingwood to the edge of the goal square. Del Rey's got a hope this time. Brown punches. Hawkins keeps it in. McGuan's there. The umpire's going to call for it and ball it up.
Well, I tell you, Drew, when you said what's it going to be like by the year 2000, I suppose you'd really have to give a bit of credit to the umpires who have been able to keep up with this game over the last, 10 or 15 years while it increases in intensity.
Well, then we might need 8 umpires. Forward pocket for Footscray. Smith gets a difficult kick. Del Rey. Opposite pocket. Brown with him. Brown's played a superb game at fullback, replacing Pert. Support here from Watson. And a run by Fraser. You back Fraser every time. Mansfield's twinging with him. Well done, Mark Fraser. Ken Fraser's son is a real sprinter. Hunter. The 2 number 10s. Williams gets him. Fraser kept going. Now the ball is just out of play. Whew.
Well done by Hunter. Coleman now at centre half back. Foster has gone down on the forward line for Footscray. Eddie Hillgrove on the left. Gary Pert. Mark Richardson.
This would nearly be the biggest margin, I would think, between the two teams. Yep. 14 points in favour of Collingwood. It's in their right half forward area. And boundary throw in will take place, and the 2 giants, Scott Wine, Russell, Mitchell. Good kick by Mitchell in a difficult situation to get about 35 metres closer to goal and keep it inside the field of play. There's Barry Mitchell. He's had 10 kicks and 6 hand passes. Yet to kick a goal. Rocker. Russell. High kick by Russell. Oh, this is just miraculous stuff. Absolutely miraculous stuff there by Scott Russell. 14-8 to 10-12.
When you start kicking them like they did then, you're in trouble. And Footscray are in trouble. Look, he just picks it up and bangs towards goal, but it goes their way. You've got to have an element of luck in football. As I said, when you start kicking goals like that, the opposition are in trouble. Margin now 20 points.
Not really a great goal scorer. 24 goals in 71 matches. That was a ripper. Collingwood by 20 points. Certainly the biggest margin of the game. Mansfield. Short of the floor. Watson with courage. Same direction as the ball. Goes wide to centre wing. Fraser should still be recovering from his last run, but he's still got plenty left in him. Francis. Mitchell couldn't quite take the mark. All Footscray at ground level. Wallace. Foster and Christian have changed ends.
Leg.
Yep, free kick to Gaither.
That's about all he could do there, Peter Foster.
McGuan. Reasonably quiet, Mick McGuan, really. Not the usual stats for him. 13 possessions.
Good effort by Smith.
My word it was.
Footscray had the numbers there, 2-1. It's coming back. Smith's got to get back behind the mark. the umpire saying.
Disadvantage Footscray.
Now McPherson.
McPherson pretty well in towards centre-half forward. Punched away from Christian. Shaw is there to pick up the crumbs. Handball for Francis. Possession number 18 for Tony Francis. He's in a little bit of trouble, but fortunately for him it was Foster who's looking a little bit awkward there at centre-half forward for the Bulldogs. And Francis's kick has been marked by his fellow rover in Mitchell. Starting to warm up, Barry Mitchell. Kick number 11. Punched away by Wine. Taken by Shaw. Footscray in trouble here. Shaw's kick. Rocker does well for the big fellow. Reynolds in trouble, but Rocker grabs the football.
Well thought out. Footscray might have to look at centre-half forward. Maybe Del Rey could go up there. Valentine to full forward line. They might have to take Foster off.
Another chance for Collingwood inside the 50. Liberatore will take a free. Collingwood by 20 points. But you couldn't back them still. It's been that sort of a game. Down to the front to Kellett. Great hand pass to Wallace. On centre wing.
Oh, good kick.
Del Rey leads from full forward. Brown's been great since going back there. Croft. Still with Croft. Hawkins. Good spoil by Gaffer. Something went crash. The pressure of this game. I think a window on the bar just below us is broken. I don't know whether you heard that on the effects box. I hope it's glass, not somebody's jaw.
I wonder whether it's the coach's box. Ruck contest at left half forward for the Bulldogs. Punched on by Smith. Taken by Richardson. Under a little bit of pressure. Alan Richardson gets his kick away. Starcevic taps it into the path of Fraser. Mansfield, a little kick, which wasn't too bad. He knew Collingwood was there, and the little pass for Atkins is effective. Lehman tried to hold play up. Atkins right on the end of the square, about 60 metres from goal. Kick into the left forward pocket. Del Rey can't quite take the mark. Goes after it again. No one there to help him. Nigel Kellett just a little late on the scene, and McGuan sees it over for a boundary throw-in.
They've put some air conditioning into the mezzanine bar, haven't they?
I don't know about air conditioning. I think
Foster.
temperature's a bit hot in there.
Foster doing the ruck work has interfered with Christian, and Christian takes the free kick at right half back for Collingwood.
Kick by Christian, short of centre wing. Gee, a big leap by Moncourt. Couldn't come down with it. Hit the ground very hard. Williams, superb with 4 goals. This one close to out of bounds.
It was before he kicked it.
And the field umpire will take it back. Superb with 4 goals. He's still had just 8 kicks for those 4 goals. Monkhorst has recovered from his leap into the stratosphere. Little kick by Tony Shaw. Gathered by Hunter from centre wing. Need the next couple, Footscray. Hawkins is there with Gaffer. Smith. Bit of a wrestle behind play.
Gaffer and Hawkins wrestling.
Francis tried to tunnel the ball. Croft, whistle's gone. Free kick Footscray.
Too high on Liberatore.
Kick by Liberatore is quick. Kellett.
Oh, well
yes,
done.
he can play on and kick the goal, or over the top to Del Rey. It's Kellett's goal.
Well, it was well done by Kellett. Also Liberatore to combine there, because Kellett gave him the option. He was in the forward pocket for a long time by himself. Then used his body well. Against McGuan. And he could have gone over the top then. Kellett, but he decided to kick it himself. He could have gone to Del Rey.
Well coached, Scotty, because you reckon Foster should come off, and he has come off. West is on for Footscray.
Who they got at centre half forward? Kellett. So it's a small half forward line. Smith, Kellett and West. Footscray have got now.
Atkins gets the ball away to West. West quickly. Smith in trouble. No. In comes Collingwood. Maybe it might work for them. Shorter players move quicker. Upset the Collingwood defenders. Hawkins marks And I would suggest he's a real chance. Absolute champion, Doug Hawkins, approaching 300 games for Footscray, only the second man to do it if he can get that far. But a very, very talented player, and on this occasion the kick is astray. Just 2 behinds to the number 7 for Footscray, Kellett and McGuan. There's the time left in the third term, just 4 minutes, as Brown considers his options.
They've alternated some runners on McGuan, haven't they? Mansfield and Kellett. You have a tough night chasing those blokes around.
Interesting tactics. Scott Wind, Liberatore, just a little astray for Atkins. Goes after it again though, Libba. Beaten for it this time by Francis. He's a nippy player, isn't he, Francis? Hand pass awkward for Fraser. Mansfield in trouble, outnumbered. Through comes McGuan. Lovely kick into the forward pocket region. Too high for Rocket. Dacos. Magical stuff by Dacos. Kick to the goal square, marked by Wallace.
Good running by Stanfield. This is modern football. There used to be a sin to come across the front of goal, but you attack from there now. Liberatore fights it out well with Christian and wins a free kick. Well done, Libba. Free kicks are now 30 to 28 in favour of Collingwood. It was something like 11 to 2 early.
Foster and Valentine on the bench there for Footscray.
What's he got to do? Kick over his mark, I suppose.
Gee, they didn't stop Peter Caven from doing that in the night football semi-final when Richmond beat Fitzroy.
Kick by Liberatore. Coleman in front, didn't get first touch. Kellett, a great scoop up. And his kick is beautiful for Delray. Brown comes to him. Chance for Footscray. Collingwood, number 21. Beats off his man Richardson. Goes for the goal. On the line, Gafer. Got there with 1 centimetre to spare.
On the line was spot on, Drew. Michael Gafer. Short kick. Mark taken by Brown. Well, there wasn't much margin for error there for Mick Gafer. Brown. In the right back pocket. Wind. That's a mark.
Croft is now at centre-half back. They've got Coleman at centre-half forward. Footscray. Croft just picking up Starcevic.
Handball away for McPherson. He's going to be forced to kick with the left foot. Into the pocket. Collingwood. Richardson. Great stuff, Alan Richardson. Terrific strength. Kicks it back in the Moncourse direction. Marks on his chest. Handball away for Mitchell. Mitchell's kick. Mark is taken by Starcevic. Very important that Footscray hang on in the last 2 minutes of this third term. Scott Russell, handball. Mitchell, handball further afield. Fraser. Mark Fraser. Kick. Williams. No. Dragged to the ground. Didn't have the football. Will take the free kick.
He's had plenty of them.
There's 50 metres. 50 metres. Oh, that's the second gimme to Collingwood.
Well, what's that for? Because the ball's not thrown back to him on the full.
And this is the second one that Williams has got, and they've both been down that end. His first goal came from a 50-metre penalty. And his 5th goal will come from a 50-metre penalty.
Well, from point-blank range, Paul Williams kicks his 5th.
Well, he's had 9 kicks, 4 of which have been frees, and he's kicked 5 goals. So he's probably going to look like a match winner at the end.
Now, well, watch this 50-metre penalty. The free kick will come in a minute. It's a definite free kick. You see they're being dragged down when he didn't have control of the ball. He just didn't catch the 50-metre penalty.
Must have been because the ball wasn't handed straight back to him. That's the only thing that I could see may have happened.
Let's just ponder on that half-forward line of Footscray's now. They've got Coleman. I suggested they get a bigger fellow there, but I also like that when they had those smaller fellows across half-forward, it's a bit different. Kellett, West and Atkins. It certainly would have been a contrast in styles.
Kick it out. It's 23 to 15 in favour of Footscray. Here's Monkhorst. Delivers a little one to Lehman. Atkins goes off the ground. Collingwood fighting hard with his opponent here. Off the shin of Kellett. Taken out of it by McGuan. And out of bounds by Richardson.
Oh, he scooped it up. It's a throw. Oh, he didn't really do it, umpire. I think it's a bit hard.
Collingwood's on the 50. Goes in short to Delray. It's the first break he's had on Gavin Brown, I reckon, since Brown went there. And Delray was looking like being a star early on. He kicked a couple in the first quarter and a bit, set up one or two.
Great physique, Gavin Brown, to match Danny Delray. About similar heights and body strength. I think Brown might be just a fraction quicker too.
Collingwood lead by 19 points, so Footscray badly need this. Good kick. 3 goals to Danny Delray. 17 seconds remaining. That was an important one.
Well, he's 70 goals last year from 22 goals. We'll see this scoop. Now, I think that just came out. That wasn't a scoop. The players around appealing for it, and the umpire paid it.
So now 13 points the difference. Can Collingwood get another one? Mitchell goes forward. Oh, Wallace, you're in trouble. Still going, Russell. Mitchell there again. Seconds left. Scott Russell again. Siren goes. And we're set for another thrilling final quarter. We've had 3 magnificent quarters, and Collingwood lead 15-8, 98 to 12-13, 85. Footscray getting about 49 frees in that stats list. Not that many, 29.
Well, Hayden Kennedy to start the last quarter. Collingwood leading by 13 points in what has been an absolutely magnificent game of football here at the MCG to start the 1993 season.
Look at this hit out.
Watson in trouble. Ooh, Liberatore ran straight at him. Gaffer held. Did he have the football? Hawkins gets it out. Coleman. Atkins. A bomb from Simon Atkins to the goal front. Delray. Held. Oh, no. How can you pick that out? They're both having a go at it. Play on was the perfect call there, wasn't it?
And why does a full forward hold out a full back? Full forward's trying to get the ball.
Well, Brown, the recipient of the free kick, short pass for Richardson.
Kick by Richardson to centre wing. Monkhorst can't take the mark. Scoop pick up by Lehman. It's fantastic. Bounce past McGuan to Kellett. Atkins back to Kellett. Penetrating kick. Delray.
Oh, well done.
A hand pass out in the direction of Hawkins. He crashes through. Richardson does well. Shaw clears for Collingwood. Out to Christian. Got a bit of space here. Wind his opponent now after the centre bounce. Christian's hand pass is good. Fraser with pace. He's cornered by Atkins but steps past him. Rocker.
Stanfield was 5 metres behind Rocker. You cannot afford to do it, especially in today's football when these guys deliver the ball so well.
He has kicked 4 goals from 4 kicks. That's a poster, so he spoils his perfect record.
Well,
sorry, Ian.
Go on, Don.
McGuan now playing on the half-forward line for Collingwood.
It's great. A little fortunate there. Reynolds kick in, taken by Liberatore. Hand pass is good. Cameron running through the centre of the ground. 2 bounces, 3 bounces, looking to draw a player. Successfully does so. Smith from 50 metres. Smith goes long, and in front is Gaffer, and he marks.
Well done, Michael Gaffer.
Quite safely and securely in the finish. Short pass, okay for Brown. Collingwood defence standing up.
Tony Shaw going off. He's limping off the ground, Tony Shaw. Richardson coming on.
Collingwood at left half back. Watson. Kick for Lehman. Too far. Coleman held when he didn't have it. Should take the free kick. And that's the way the umpire sees it. And a 50-metre penalty will bring Coleman all the way up to the 50-metre line. And I'll tell you what, I'll buy some real estate off this guy because it's right up to the 40-metre line. Now, how far is it from centre wing to the 50-metre line? Donnie?
No, I'm sorry, I was looking at what Richardson was doing. He was all by himself down on the forward line. He's gone to centre-half forward. So I'd say that's just getting back to your question, that's every bit of 50 metres.
Well, a bit of a push and shove there near the corner of the centre square as Coleman prepares to kick a very, very important goal for Footscray, and he misses off to the right, much to the delight of the Collingwood fans. Tony Shaw came off the ground just a minute ago, Bernie Quinlan.
Yes, he's had ice applied to his right thigh. He limped off the ground. It looks like a thigh strain. Nothing too serious, but I don't think he'll come back on.
Kick in by Brown. It's 13 points the difference. Collingwood in front. Christian can't take the mark. Hurried kick, clears the pack up towards centre wing. Overrun by Starcevic. Liberatore just got a piece of the ball and a piece of the ankle. Going to be a free kick to Francis. Away he goes. Francis 60 metres out. Short pass. Just chopped off by Hunter. Comes to Richardson. Mark Richardson. Down goes Mitchell. Pushing the back, no. McPherson, good hand pass to Atkins. What a free-flowing running game of footy it is. Atkins kicked to centre-half forward. Punched the ground. Delray took his eyes off it. Then applied a tackle to a man who didn't have it. And that's now Tripler pushing it back to Alan Richardson. No, the first one was paid. It's coming back to right.
Critical fumble there by Delray. McGuan. High kick for Monkhorst, and he takes the mark. He's done a fantastic job, Damien Monkhorst. Nice long kick up near the 50-metre line. McPherson dumped and will receive the free kick. The dumping was just a little high. Steve McPherson, 11 kicks and 5 hand passes. Short kick, chopped off by Watson. He might make him pay. Poor kick by Watson. Rocker and Stanfield. Rocker does well. Still there. Rocker, little kick. Dacos bouncing close to the goal. Taken away by Mansfield.
Short pass to Croft. He has had an excellent night, coming up for his 16th disposal, 17th. Up towards centre wing. Wine from behind Monkhorst, can't take the mark. Lehman caught, buried.
Now Monkhorst was not too good. Wine really crashed into his back and the big fella lay down. He's up.
Been playing 6 minutes in the last quarter for one behind each. Collingwood still leading by 13 points. Kick by Monkhorst, gains about 25 metres to the 50. Beautiful move by Croft. High ball to half forward, not good for the forwards. West, back to Atkins. He pokes it out wide. Unmarked is Wallace, 50 metres out. Perfect, oh no! Gafer got in between. Daisy cut a pass. Now Brown.
Gee, they've had some chances, haven't they? Footscray in the early 5 or 6 minutes. Here's Wine, hand pass smothered. Rebounds, he gets his kick away. Nearly Russell. Punched on by Kellett. Here's Collingwood. No one home. And why kick it straight to the opposition?
It's the second one that's been cut off.
Second one. We've had some terrific chances in the early 5 or 6 minutes of this last quarter. McGuan marks the short kick. May go short again. No, he decides to kick long. Gets nearly to the wing. Punched away there from Croft by Starcevic. And a boundary throw-in will take place. 13 points. Still the margin for Collingwood. And that's what it was at three-quarter time.
Whipped away by Cameron. His kick towards the forward pocket, and Delray
He
Beautiful.
has got some class, hasn't he, Cameron? He has got some real class. The way that he clapped down the pace and then he spotted Del Rey. That was a 45-metre pass and he dragged it back across his body. That's fantastic stuff. I've been really impressed with Cameron tonight.
25 possessions for Cameron, also 25 for Atkins and 25 for Graham Wright of Collingwood. Del Rey's kicked a goal in each quarter. Can he continue that and make it 4 goals in 4 quarters? Behind. 3 goals, 3 to Danny Del Rey, and the margin is back to 12 points. It's 2 points to 1 in this last quarter. Footscray in front. No goals.
What price a draw this far from home?
They've played some rippers, haven't they?
Yes.
Collingwood beat them by 6 points here last year, and it was a 3-point game the year before when Collingwood
kicked
ran
that
round the
big
mark.
goal. Well, Collingwood striving to get clear of half-back. They do through Russell. Carries it nicely. Hand pass awkward for Francis. He falls over. No. Just a little help there from his opponent, Cameron. So Francis will take the free kick. Collingwood should go into attack from this Tony Francis possession. Kicked a great goal in that third quarter. High kick in towards centre half forward. Rocker punched away. Crumbs come to Williams. Williams, oh, very, very much astray. Out of bounds on the full. It's kick 5, Paul Williams, Lee Matthews, Lee Adamson. Coaching staff, Ronnie Richards. I think they would have liked that one to go through for a 6-pointer. On the other hand, the Footscray boys, Terry Wheeler, Terry Wallace, Teddy Whitten Jr. Oh, Lee says, damn it.
Yeah, it was on tape. That was his reaction. Mansfield, a little hand pass to Cameron. Weaves his magic again across the half-back line. Could be dangerous, but Wallace takes the mark. When Cameron kicks it, it usually finishes up with his teammate. Up to centre wing. Croft got rid of Russell well. Beats another man. Well delayed by Del Rey. The hand pass not good. Right. Well, that could be very expensive at the centre of the ground. Lehman now at centre wing. Collingwood fans will be used to these close finishes. How many did they have last year? Kicked by Lehman to the 50. Easy mark there for Mansfield.
He made it look easy.
Yeah, it wasn't that easy. The blokes all around him. Still with that shield on his arm after a couple of broken arms.
Good kick for Del Rey. Gee, he could have nearly cleaned Collingwood up on his own. Look at that skill there. Donny Scott
Best
in the background. Well, it was brilliant, wasn't it? Finishes now with Wallace. Wallace outside 50 metres. Short pass. Okay, finds Collingwood.
Delivers the ball so well, Wallace.
Another short pass. Player on his own west, but the umpire is going to take the ball back to Stephen Collingwood because he's going to be, I guess, time on was called by the central umpire. So he's going to be asked to do it all again. Steve Collingwood hasn't kicked the goal yet. He's had a presentable number of possessions, 13 kicks and 5 hand passes, but this is going to be the most important one of the night. It's pretty close. Just misses to the right-hand side when Footscray really could have done with a goal. Well, just 11 points in the game, but Footscray doing all the attacking in the early part of this last quarter.
And still we've had no goals in this final term. Atkins hand pass taken by Brown. Del Rey's come up the ground. Brown's gone with him. There's Del Rey applying a tackle to Russell. Atkins shovels the ball out. Cameron to the edge of the square. Hawkins!
Oh, no, it's a free kick.
Pushing the back.
Oh.
Well, Doug Hawkins has played 289 games and he reckons I've never seen a worse decision than that.
Well, Moncourse trying to shuffle the ball forward for Collingwood. Goes for the safety of the boundary line. And his body, I think, Don... Oh, no.
He got a lift up there with the hand. Maybe that... I don't know whether the umpire was paying that. But he definitely got a lift up there with the left hand on the shoulder.
Atkins. Cameron again. Advantages with Footscray. The free kick was Atkins, but Cameron... Leon. It's the only bad point to your game this evening. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full off the left foot.
I should look at what the soccer players do. When they come light down there, they bring the ball back into the centre, opening up the goal face. He didn't do that.
Christian's kick, not quite the distance he was looking for. Gavin Brown and Tony Liberatore. Boundary throw in about 70 metres around from the Footscray goal. They've done most of the attacking in this last term so far. Monkhorst and Coleman at the back. Liberatore, well done Brown. Just to get his body in the road there was good. Russell nearly looked for the hand pass, then gave it away to McGuan. McGuan's kick into the path of Starcevic. And Craig Starcevic has taken a telling mark. 45 metres out, pretty well straight in front.
Good build-up by Collingwood. Well-executed kick by McGuan. What McGuan did was put it out in front of Starcevic, and when you can lead out, when the ball's out there, you can lead to it with confidence. Valentine coming on, Hawkins off for Footscray.
An efficient player tonight, Craig Starcevic, 9 kicks and 6 hand passes, and could be 2 goals. No. Misses to the left-hand side. So 1 goal, 2 to Craig Starcevic. Collingwood now having bad luck with their shots for goal, but they lead by 12 points.
Hawkins benched for the 2nd time for the night, so his path to 300 games isn't going to be a walk-up start by the looks of it. Mansfield up towards centre wing. Croft flew, couldn't take the mark. His opponent is Starcevic, and here he is. Little left footer is well delivered, and Tony Francis takes the mark. He's looking for a pass, way too far out to score. Short pass, chance. Rocker can't take the mark. Wallace, well played. Liberatore, a little outside of the wrist hand pass. Hunter.
Now there's holding. Now why doesn't the umpire?
Against
Richardson? My word.
Brown cleans up to Watson. Francis again, centre wing. We still have had no goals in this last quarter in 14 minutes. And the margin is 2 straight kicks. Collingwood by 12 points. Monkhorst goes back to Mitchell. Starcevic getting possessions in this last term. Thumps it to the goal square. Off hands. And taken through by Reynolds. Collingwood's lead is 13 points. 2 goals and a bit. Hawkins and Foster, 2 veterans on the boundary line. And Doug Hawkins not having the best of nights.
Well, Footscray certainly have to get a goal pretty quickly. The kick in is marked by Stanfield. Plays on quickly. Kicks it wide out near the wing. Croft can't quite take the mark. Wallace, how did he get rid of it? Watson, yes, one-handedly, says the umpire. And that is deemed as illegal. The free kick goes to Lehman. Lehman's kick into the right forward pocket. McPherson can't take the mark. Starcevic away to Mitchell. Mitchell's little kick into the pocket. Very, very well done by Mitchell. I'm sure he just spotted Dacos at the last minute. And the Collingwood runner getting in there to try and settle his boys down, I'm sure, because they have the football. And it's quite a critical possession for Collingwood. Because if Dacos can score a goal here...
The free kick is there, but he just takes the mark, maybe on the half volley.
Dacos, shot for goal. Oh, it looks pretty close.
Still
just misses by. Gee, there's still some excitement here at the MCG.
Well, both teams have had plenty of play. And of course,
the umpire is talking to the runner out there. I don't know whether it's a Collingwood or the Footscray runner, but the umpire definitely talking to the runner.
Reynolds kicked a goal earlier on. Big pack here, finishes at the back. McGuan. 2 Collingwood players on their own out close to the boundary line. Mark Richardson takes the mark. 55 metres out. A long kick. Rocker! I think if Rocker had let that go, it was going to be a goal off Richardson. But Rocker now has the chance to kick his 5th.
Well, it was a toss-up between Rocker and McEwen for that full forward position, but Rocker is consolidating his position.
it looks like a winning break now to the Magpies. Footscray would need 4 goals to nothing to win.
His 5th goal, Rocker. Here's Richardson, a long bomb. Could it have gone through? Yes, I think it could have. But then again, he had to sit Rocker. A good overhead mark and his 5th goal.
Well, not much time left now for Footscray to get back. They trail by 20 points. Monkhorst doing well, still in the ruck. Lehman kicks Collingwood up towards their half-forward line. McPherson. Dacos. Mark Richardson. Taken away by Hunter for Footscray. Kick across his left shoulder. Well blocked out by Wallace. Williams is onto him pretty quickly. That could be against Steve Wallace. It is.
One of the great cries in Aussie rules. Ball, yes! And all the Collingwood fans loved it.
Footscray trying to get away from half-back. Cameron spins his way out of trouble. And what about the wonderful balance? He was nearly falling over. Got his kick up towards right half.
There's a holding.
Del Rey just held by the jumper. The umpire saw it. So Danny Del Rey will take the free kick. He's kicked 3 goals.
And Cameron's injured too behind play. Hands on his knees now, he's limping.
Del Rey a long way from goal.
Mansfield coming off and Foster on for Footscray.
Richardson marks for Collingwood.
Foster's picking up Richardson for Collingwood.
Graham Wright goes for one of those trademark gallops. Out to Christian. Done well, Michael Christian. Great credit to the man who's fought back from injury. Ex-West Australian. High ball to centre half forward. Not great for the forwards. Well, McPherson didn't take the mark. Russell, a little one to Francis. South Australian cohorts. Liberatore out to West. Boy playing his first game. Kick was touched, goes to Russell. Beautiful kick to Watson. Watson with a bit of distance on this one. Dacos waits. Whoa! Richardson climbs at the back. Dacos! Starcevic snaps across the face of goal and it bounces out in the pocket.
Craig Starcevic not too happy there, but hasn't played such a bad game. Foster had the better of him early, but with sheer persistence he's done well. 13 kicks and 7 hand passes. Mitchell. Shot by Mitchell. Hits the post.
Good attempt.
Wasn't it ever? 3 behinds to Barry Mitchell. 14 kicks and 9 hand passes. And Mansfield, who's come off the ground for Footscray, Bernie Quinlan.
Yes, Robbo, Matty Mansfield has strained his groin, and I don't think he'll be back on. He limped off the field, so that's another real loss to Footscray across half-back.
Deep into the last quarter, Collingwood by 21 points. This young boy has been a magician, Leon Cameron. Up towards half-forward, bit of wrestling here, Collingwood almost, and he'll take a free kick against Alan Richardson. Footscray need a quick 4 goals. Brown drops the mark, a chance, Kellett runs onto it, and Sockers. Oh,
why didn't he pick it up?
Maybe the talking from teammates wasn't there. Didn't know he had as much time as he had. 109 plays 89.
Well, it's a bit tough when one of your players comes off with a groin injury and you have to put a player that probably looks a little injured too, Peter Foster, back on the ground. So Footscray got some problems. Collingwood running the game out quite nicely. Richardson with the football in the left back pocket. Kicks out towards the wing. Excellent mark taken by Christian. Shepherding in the marking contest, was there? Looks like it. And the free kick will go to Wine. Handball away for Wallace. Wallace with his 21st kick. Del Rey. Oh, could that have nearly been a free kick for Richardson? Against Richardson, rather. Del Rey not complaining, so obviously he thinks maybe not.
When he starts taking those, Del Rey, I think he'd be a better player. He's missed a lot of those out in front. Maybe it's a confidence thing.
Christian held by there. Coleman. Richardson gathers. Tackled by Collingwood. Picked up by Del Rey. Shot by Danny Del Rey. Is a goal. Great kick by Del Rey. Well, never say die. Footscray. They trail by 14 points with 6 minutes left.
Well, he's kicked a goal in each of the 4 quarters tonight, Del Rey. Maybe a holding free kick. I don't know who against Christian or Coleman, but there he is, Del Rey snapping. Normally a right foot kick. Got it onto the left. That's a great goal. Footscray will not be denied.
(109 to 95). Footscray need 3 goals in 6 minutes. McGuan. It's been that sort of a game, so don't write them off just yet. Croft tries to back himself. Lucky to get away with that. Russell, great hand pass. Fraser approaches the 50. This boy should kick this. Mark Fraser. You'd have to think the Pies are home now, leading by 20.
Well, that's a costly turnover. Watch Croft here. He was the one who got rid of it. Try to maybe be a little too fancy. In a tight last quarter, do the instinctive thing. Don't try and go around, guys. Go straight for home. He tried to get it around. The handball came out, finished up with Fraser, and that's a real nail in the coffin.
So back in the centre, it's back to 20 points. Collingwood's lead, 5.5 minutes left. Moncourt still striving. Atkins, handball Liberatore, caught but got the hand pass away. Coleman into the path of Scotty Wine. Well done by the big fellow. Awkward. Ballantyne. Back goes Brown. Leaves it for Gaffer. Gaffer's handball for Wright. Caught but gets the hand pass away for Richardson. Richardson now. Collingwood composed. They get clear. Back near the centre. Moncourt. That could nearly have been a free kick. Cameron for Kellett. Back to Cameron. 2 possessions in that passage of play, and the short pass is okay for Coleman. Coleman's kick into the vacant centre-half forward region. Great Mark Watson. He had no idea who was coming from behind, and he kept his eye right on the footy.
Christian, 19 possessions. McGuan off the left to centre-half forward. Croft got to the front, then couldn't take the mark. Made a bad blue the last time. It's up for grabs again. Going to be a Footscray free kick. Advantage to Kellett. Wright puts Smith down. Christian another possession to Wright. Kick by Wright. Wide out towards the right wing. Monkhorst. Here comes Wine. Starcevic back to McGuan. Not the best player to give it to. He was surrounded. And he'll get a free kick for high tackle. Against McPherson, who shakes his head. Well, Footscray played 11 practice games, pre-season matches leading up to this one. They even jumped out of aeroplanes and landed in Port Phillip Bay with the aid of parachutes. But it hasn't counted when the first premiership points were up for grabs. Collingwood slowing things down now. They didn't do anything out of the ordinary, just abseiling and running up hills. To full forward. Richardson. Kick smothered. Comes back to him. Was that a throw to Lehman?
Oh, he's got the ball. Oh, I thought he could have been pinned with it.
Yeah, got the ball as well, Tony Liberatore.
He's done well after being knocked out in the first quarter. We mentioned Gary Pert, who was also knocked out by a stray knee from his teammate, Michael Gaffer. Footscray trying to clear the ball from their half-back area, taken by Williams. Kick not bad, punched away by Reynolds, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. So Collingwood should win this game now. It's been a titanic struggle all night. Magpies lead by 20 points, just 2 3/4 minutes left. It's in their left forward pocket. Steve McPherson gets his right foot to the ball and kicks it close to the boundary line. West takes it over and crashes in.
Open.
Could have made a quick exit from the ground. It might be the Collingwood race, so try again. Scott West, there's the Collingwood coach's box. Collingwood fans coming to life now. Scotty Wine, who's tried pretty hard. Francis with pace and tenacity. Outside 50 metres, kicks to the goal square. No mark. Dacos! Oh, nearly. Mitchell. Snapshot by Barry Mitchell.
No. Across the face and out of bounds on the full in that opposite forward pocket. So the free kick to be taken for the Bulldogs, back there by Mark Hunter.
I think Mitchell has proved himself. 16 possessions. It's pretty tough when you're training in swimming pools and on your own. Liberatore. Atkins. Wide for Coleman. Decides to go for a bit of a run, if you can call it a run. Wine. Smith to Liberatore, who'd kept on going. Chance for Kellett, he's quick. Didn't need the fumble though. Man on him is quick too, Fraser.
Oh.
Kick by Kellett. One out is Delray with Brown.
There's a free kick.
Collingwood. Across the face of goal. Shepherded over the line by Watson.
Watson's done a good job back there, hasn't he? Made his debut as a forward.
Yep.
Goes back into defence and looks quite comfortable back there.
And a couple of really brilliant things. A minute to go. Collingwood by 20 points.
Ruck contest. Ball spills free. West
Look, he's
dragged
been
off the
held.
football there by Francis. Must receive the free kick.
Well done, young fellow. Showed a lot of composure in that situation.
Gee, you call for a lot of free kicks. There have been 79. How many do you want?
More.
What, 120 would make a good game?
Oh, not 120, but I think a lot of these things are gone without the umpire noticing or just letting them go on.
Well, West is very close to the boundary line. It's not a bad kick, but a good mark taken by Christian. A strong mark on the last line of defence. And Drew has already mentioned a very serviceable game from this player. 21 possessions. He kicks it out past the 50-metre line where Monkhorst, who has been very, very good for Collingwood, takes the mark virtually unopposed. Quite prepared to hold it up. There's the siren. And Collingwood have won the first match of the 1993 AFL season by 20 points. The Magpies 17-13, 115. Footscray 13-17, 95.